The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of 412 Communications is hereby prohibited.
Hi, friends. A most pleasant good afternoon to you all. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware for the inaugural Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League Men's Division I Championship game. And my, what a familiar stage it is, as the Syracuse Orange and the Stony Brook Seawolves, familiar foes dating back to the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League, meet here to determine the first ever ACCHL Men's Division I champion. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box. Assistant producer Trey Wright, Sydney Butler with us behind the scenes today. And after a drama-filled weekend of hockey, it comes down to yet another renewal of the Battle of the Empire State. These teams have met 4 times already this year, and the Syracuse Orange had the upper hand for the first 3 meetings, sweeping the Seawolves on their home rink in the beginning part of the season. But the 4th and final regular season meeting between these two squads went the way of Stony Brook, who yesterday defeated the host team and the final ESCHL champion ever in the University of Delaware by a score of 7-3. And the Seawolves powered to victory on the strength of a hat trick from William Cormanic, a pair of goals as well from Robert Hyde, and one each from Paul DeSaro and Charles Poirier to earn their berth in this championship Sunday tilt. Syracuse playing the role of the upsetting underdog again. Knocked off the top-seeded Pitt Panthers 5-4 at Gold Arena yesterday to get here. Syracuse with that underdog run last season, upended by Delaware in overtime. That Ryan Rodriguez goal that we'll all remember for years to come. Stopping the Orange in extra time from their championship run last year. They're looking for redemption. Stony Brook looking to carry positive momentum into the American Collegiate Hockey Association National Championship Tournament later this month, as here we kick off March with the ACCHL Championship game in the Men's Division I bracket. Syracuse and Stony Brook coming up in just a few minutes here on the campus of the University of Delaware. Glad to have all of you with us from wherever you may be on the Delaware Hockey Network, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Back inside Fred Rust Arena, just about go time here on this Sunday afternoon as the Syracuse Orange and the Stony Brook Seawolves in the next 2 hours will determine the first ever Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League Men's Division I champion, Syracuse, making it to this title tilt after wins over Kentucky and Pitt. Stony Brook to get here with a come-from-behind win over Louisville on Friday, and then a 7-3 drubbing of Delaware yesterday to round out this championship Sunday field. And we're going to take you inside the glass right now for opening introductions. Fans, good afternoon, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware, home of the 2026 Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League postseason tournament. The championship game will pit the designated visiting team, the Syracuse University Orange, against the designated home team, the Stony Brook University Seawolves. Let's meet today's starting lineups. For the visiting Syracuse Orange, coached by Chris Timmons. Starting at left wing, number 18, Nathan McLean. At right wing, number 8, Ryan Thomas. At center, number 37, Ben Brandt. On defense, number 14, Jake Brown. And number 23, Connor Chesner. And in goal, number 40, AJ Finta. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the designated home team. The Stony Brook Seawolves, coached by Chris Garofalo. Starting in goal, number 29, Steven Reganato. On defense, number 2, Joey Trezera. And number 14, Ted Valenti. At left wing, number 11, Christian Malik. At right wing, number 91, Paul DeSaro. And at center, number 76, William Cormanick. The on-ice officials for this championship game are referees Ian DeLong and Colby Sakuma, and linespeople Brent Kendall and Josh Kurtz. At this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those entrusted with the defense of this nation and the ideals upon which it was built with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. AJ Finta getting the call between the pipes for Syracuse, 11-15-2. Coming into this contest with a .380 goals against average at a save percentage of .889. The other half of the goaltending tandem on the ice to start this game, Steven Reganado, 13-12-3 on the year with a .375 goals against average at a save percentage of .905. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia's Brent Kendall in for the opening draw. Cormanick and Brandt join him. Puck is down, and they're off. And the Seawolves gain control off the initial draw. Joey Trezera tries to feed the puck to DeSaro up ice. DeSaro got past the defensive pressure of Jake Brown, but couldn't make anything happen net front. Brown takes the puck away. He feeds this to Brandt. Quick counterattack from the Orange, but Brandt and company quickly outnumbered by the back check of the Seawolves. Valenti tries to dig the puck out from the corner. It was held in at the point by Nathan McLean and thrown in from distance to enable the Orange to get some space for a change. DeSaro gave way to Jack Duffy. Walking back in over the Stony Brook line, this puck is taken away by Valenti and flipped back beyond center. Again, Duffy leaves this to Sean Caddo. Walking in is Jack Wren. Shot over the crossbar, ricochets off the backboards. This is brought by Robert Hyde. Up the left wing wall, Stony Brook on the offensive, 2-on-2, and Hyde scores. First shot of the game. And Robert Hyde puts his 15th of the season in, beating A.J. Finta. It's 1-0. Stony Brook striking 67 seconds into the contest. And that was Hyde all the way to put the Seawolves in front. Stony Brook Seawolves goal. 15th of the season, scored by number 88, Robert Hyde. Time of the unassisted goal, 1 minute, 7 seconds in the first period. Hyde's 15th unassisted at 1:07. And Charles Poirier pulls back behind his own goal to try to start up the Seawolves again. This puck is deflected by Gorzelnik. In behind the Syracuse goal, but he was on the wrong side of the red line, and this is going to come back and icing. With a face-off due to the right of Steven Regginato. Puck tied up in the far corner of the Stony Brook zone. Now chipped out off the near glass by Nastepny. Advanced by Gorzelnik into the near corner, where he takes the body from Brown. Chesner putting on the brakes behind his own goal. Brown confronted. He's got support from Aiden Emery. And this is worked back beyond center by Pendergrass. Taking aim was Cade Cook from just below the left dot. Puck turned aside by Regginato. And now shoveled by Gorzelnik back out into the neutral zone. And Cooper Smith works it the rest of the way behind the Syracuse cage. We're 3 minutes in for the first period of Championship Sunday. Syracuse looking to even the score. The Ben Brandt shot from the top of the left circle was popped up into the atmosphere by Regginato. Nakagawa's dumping, effectively giving a free pass to Syracuse as Labos was offside. This is gathered in by Regginato, and he holds for the Pies. 16:34 remaining in first period action here on Championship Sunday at Fred Rust Arena. Face-off coming to the right of Regginato. After holding for that stoppage, Peter Labos. And across from Nathan McLean. McLean won the draw for the Orange, trying to get back level. McLean centering pass, didn't make it to Brandt crashing the net, but Chesner held the right point for the Orange. He plays the hard Karam in behind the net. Nakagawa pursuing the puck. He collides with Jake Brown right in front of the Stony Brook bench, and the puck ends up all the way back deep in Syracuse territory. Ben Brandt holding behind his own net. Hyde, the forward-checking threat. Breakout pass bounces off the stick of Brendan Duffy. Ted Valenti recovered at the center red line for Stony Brook and launched the puck right back into the Orange end. Here's Malik. He tried to set up DeSara, who lost his footing inside the right dot. Great idea there from Christian Malik, but the mistake on DeSara's part cost the Seawolves another A-grade chance. 4.5 behind us here on Sunday afternoon at Fred Rust Arena. Long shot from Robbie Murphy from the left point was disrupted, and this is going to come back and icing. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. It was Jack Wren with a face-off win, keeping the pressure on in the Seawolf zone. This is cleared by Valenti up the far boards. Murphy returns it to Hamilton. Nordwind advanced up the right wing boards, chased down by Wren. He's met by Wenrick behind the Stony Brook goal. Puck battle developing at the far side. Knocked loose by a Seawolf defender. And now Wenrick tries to dig it free from Brendan Duffy, but to no avail. Duffy hauled into the far corner by Trezera. Bodies converge in pursuit of the puck. To the right of Steven Regonato. This played in. Shot came off the stick of Eli Pendergrass, but it was steered away in traffic. The follow-up from Nordwind in amongst a crowd net front. Trying to clear this free was Cormanic, and he does. And this is going to come back an icing. With 14:11 to play in the first period on Championship Sunday at Fred Rust Arena. And it's a 1-0 hockey game in favor of Stony Brook, thanks to Robert Hyde's 15th goal of the season. But it's been all Syracuse on the offensive since then, putting 6 shots on Regonato. But number 29 in white and red's had all the answers so far. Malik could not find Cormanic cutting toward the Syracuse blue line. That pass was broken up by Sean Caddo. Here comes Vernillo trying to lead a 2-on-2, and he took the stick of Cade Cook with him. Cook regathers his wares. Puck was thrown back in by Emery into the Stony Brook zone, where now Jackson Haskins looks for an outlet. Haskins carries this himself to center. Pressured by Carter Rugg. He dumps the puck in behind the Syracuse goal. It was chased down by Mara, now tied up in the near corner. And trying to walk free was Cam Gaffney. The Stepney recovering. Gaffney took the puck right back. He's pickpocketed by DeSaro, and we've got our first penalty of the game. We'll see what we've got here from Ian DeLong. A trip the call on Gaffney. And Stony Brook, for the first time today, is on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Learn more at desportsmed.com of Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 19, Cameron Gaffney, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes, 45 seconds of the first period. Gaffney, 2 for tripping at 6:45. Wolves coming in numbers. Cormanic off the Nakagawa feed, got a shot on net. Finta was there for the save. And Chesner brings this puck back the other way, all the way into the Syracuse end. So a bit of a shorthanded attack from the Orange. At least burning some time off the Gaffney penalty. Here comes Robert Hyde together with Labos and Malik. Drop pass to Christian Malik at the left point. This is thrown off the end boards. Flip back to the far side where waiting was Anastasio just inside the line. Hyde back to Anastasio trailing center point. Fake the wrister. Anastasio stepping up now. Shot was blocked. Jack Duffy got a piece of it. Back this comes to Hyde. A rocket from center point. And Finta got a piece of it. .27 seconds remaining on this first Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and Robert Hyde rang one off the crossbar. Here comes Hyde again, back to Anastasio. And plays halted by Colby Sakuma. Interference against the Seawolves. Labos the guilty party here. He's off for interference. And the face-off will come to the left of Steven Reganato. We're going to be 4 aside for 15 seconds. Before the Orange will get their chance on the power play. The Stony Brook penalty was assessed to number 17, Peter Labos. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 30 seconds in the first period. Labos 2 for interference at 8:30. Now the Orange on their first power play of the day. Jack Duffy across the line to Thomas. Back to Duffy. Here's Brandt. Floating the puck net front, trying to jam it in. On the doorstep was McLean, but he was denied by Reganato. And play is halted as Reganato swarms the puck and holds on for dear life with 10:44 to go in the first period. $1:14 left on the Labos penalty, and the Seawolves clinging to a 1-0 lead. Another look at that exchange just now. Brandt got that net front. McLean tried to tuck one on the doorstep. But it was Reganato with the last word. Puck over the glass and out of play. McLean won the draw. Holding the point is Jack Duffy. Across this comes to Brandt. Brendan Duffy working down low. That tree in front of the Stony Brook net. But the Orange were forced back into the neutral zone to regroup and recover. Jack Duffy holding the line to Thomas. Thomas winds up from distance. Hungry Hippos for a loose puck in the low slot. And this is cleared out by the Seawolves' Ted Valenti. And he hustles off for a change. Here just past halfway in the first period from Fred Rust Arena. Seawolves down a man for the next 20, leading 1-0. And they send the puck clear. Connor Chesner play action to Carter Rugg. Final 5 seconds of this first Orange power play. Will tick away with Cormanic disrupting that attack just above his own blue line. And now the Seawolves back full strength with a steal. Lorenzo Mara trying to center to Cormanic. Off that broken pass at the half wall, here's Mara again. Mara leaves the puck to the top of the zone, and Kowalski. This is Cade Cook. Driving his way back into the far corner of the Syracuse, of the Stony Brook zone, I should say. But he was kept to the perimeter and unable to generate any sort of A-grade opportunities from there. Syracuse with the upper hand on the shot column, 7-3 on Stony Brook. But the only successful shot today came off the stick of the Seawolves' Robert Hyde. And that was 67 seconds into the proceedings. Here comes Nestepny. 1-on-2, and he scores! Kyle Nestepny splits defenders. DeBerry is 7th. And the Seawolves are up 2-0. Kyle Stony off the centering pass just above his own blue line. Beats Finta. And it's a 2-0 hockey game. Eight and change to go here in the first period, and we're going to go to immediate timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. 8:16 to go here in opening period play. And the Stony Brook Seawolves taking early control of this match. Robert Hyde joined by Kyle Stony in the goal call, and we've got the particulars now. The Stony Brook goal, 7th of the season, scored by number 28, Kyle Stony. Assisted by number 16, Lorenzo Mara. And number 94, Anthony Vernillo. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 31 seconds in the first period. Stepney's 7th from Mara and Vernillo at 11:31. Play staying in the Syracuse zone with 7:45 remaining in this opening period, and Will Cormanek, the Seawolves' big man on Mulberry Street this season, with 22 goals and 27 assists. Overpowered in the attacking zone faceoff, but he recovers. He gives the puck away to Brown. This is flipped to Brendan Duffy. Worked into the near corner where Malik and now Poirier emerge with the puck. And Tesaro chips this up the right wing boards ahead to Will Cormanek. Cormanek one-on-one. Slowed up with a slot by Wren. And Finta steps up to bat the puck out of harm's way. Tesaro couldn't get through. Malik's shot held on to by Finta. And that brings us to a pause in play with 7:11 to go here in first period action. Another look at it on the 412 Communications instant replay as Finta smothers the puck and holds on to keep it 2-0. Valenti just held the line off the failed Syracuse clear, but here come the Orange off the takeaway. Cade Cook slowed up between the train tracks. Gorzelnik sweeps into corral a loose puck. He feeds this ahead to Cooper Smith, but Nordwin took it away just inside the Syracuse blue line. Now down to the final 6:45 of the first period. Stony Brook leading 2-0 over Syracuse. And that Kyle Stony goal in a 1-on-2, probably about a B- chance if we're going to give it a letter grade. This is going to be called back offside. And this one's coming all the way down with 6:14 to play. Caddo tried to set up Fanning, but his shot was blocked. That long chance from Carter Rugg was covered up by Reganado. As he sprawls over another Syracuse shot to keep the Orange scoreless. Now we're inside the final 6 minutes of opening period play, and the D-zone draw for the Seawolves goes their way with Lorenzo Mara walking in, taking aim at Finta after he got the angle. And this long clear is going to come back and icing. Face-off spotted. To the left of A.J. Finta. Here with 5.5 minutes to go in the first period, and holding the point was Jackson Haskins. This is taken away and floated off the backhand of Fanning across to the far side, where he tried to connect with Sean Caddo. Wenrick couldn't clear the other way. Puck tied up now by Mara. And he'll walk this through traffic beyond center. He gained the red line before the dump in, but he's chased down by Jake Brown in the near corner of the Syracuse end. Orange, despite getting their chances in, yet to get on the board. Fanning back out in the neutral zone, surrounded by white sweaters. Heads off for a change, and he leaves it back to Jake Brown. Brown advancing pass up the near wall. Found Thomas, but he's plastered to the near glass by Anastasio. 4.5 to play in the first period. From Fred Rust Arena in the ACCHL Men's Division I Championship game. Stony Brook off the strength of a 7-3 win over Delaware last night, carrying that momentum here at a championship Sunday thanks to goals from both Robert Hyde and Kyle Stepney. Looking for a third on the welcome mat was Peter Labos, but he couldn't get a shot away, as right there too was Chesner. Chesner leaves the puck up the near wall, but it's held in by Charles Poirier. Gathered in by A.J. Finta, who holds for the pause with 3:57 to go in the first, and his Syracuse Orange trailing 2-0. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides that are sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or place a catering order by calling 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Takeaway from Valenti, trying to find DeSaro in the high slot, but Jake Brown swatted the puck out of harm's way and back up ice. Wren trying to gain time and space from Cormanic. Takes aim from distance, and Reganado is going to hold here. Another Steven Reganado glove save, another pause and play. With 3:35 remaining in the first, And another Josh Kurtz faceoff with Wren and Cormanic squaring off to the right of Regalado. Seawolves win the draw, and Christian Malik lofts the puck up ice. This is going to be called back, a hand pass. Hand pass against the Seawolves with 3:26 remaining in the first period. They've got the advantage on the scoreboard, 2-0. Over the Orange, looking to complete their upset run. Now to the final 200. Net front feed from Brad Parker was broken up in a congested slot, and Christian Malik races back the other way for the Seawolves. Long dump in, rolling puck met behind the cage by Brown. Brendan Duffy brings it back. Here's Wren working in low, centering feed, broken up by Wenrick. Cormanic protecting the puck, and now Haskins plays this off the far boards beyond the reach of Sean Caddo, who's back all by his lonesome to recover after the icing was waved off. This was in on net off the near glass. Regalado forced to play it on. Holding the point was Sean Caddo for the Orange. He caroms the puck into the near corner from behind the Stony Brook goal, but the Seawolves bring it back to center. Caddo again recovers. He tries to flip it past DiNapoli, but Wenrick had time and space to operate. DiNapoli reaching, trying to feed to Cooper Smith, but he's guilty of an icing with 2:08 remaining in the first. And an attacking zone faceoff is coming the way of the Syracuse Orange, looking to cut that Stony Brook lead in half. Brandt and DiNapoli. Brandt on together with McLean and Thomas. The power line for Syracuse here, combining for 32 goals so far this season. Cooper Smith drives his way past Chesner into the near corner, gaining the puck once again for the attacking Seawolves. Brandt tries to muscle it back into Orange control. Chesner chips it away from the path of the pursuing Cooper Smith. And Ben Brandt was slowed up just before center. Minute 33 to go in the first of a 2-0 hockey game. Stony Brook trying to protect their advantage for the final 85 of this first frame. Wenrick could not clear. Airborne puck gloved down at the right point by Ryan Thomas, but he's overpowered. And this will come back an icing. Just over a minute to play in the first. Another attacking opportunity awaiting the Orange. Another face-off to the right of Steven Regalado. With Labos in across from Cam Gaffney. We've made it to the final minute of play. In the first period, Regalado out of the crease. Tries to carom the puck beyond the reach of Chris Fanning, but the Orange protect with that forechecking pressure of theirs. And they try to set up shop deep in the Stony Brook zone. Carter Rugg working in low. Try to center net front. Labos can't knock this free. Here's Nordwind working the half wall near side, and he shoots and scores. Nordwind with the shot. It looked like it was Gaffney with the tip. And the Orange are on the board. Cam Gaffney with the tip off the Nordwind setup. Makes this a 2-1 game. The Syracuse goal, 7th of the season, scored by number 19, Cam Gaffney. Assisted by number 44, Hamilton Nordwind, and number 6, Chris Fanning. Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 33 seconds in the first period. Gaffney's 7th from Nordwind and Fanning at 19:33. And the score at the end of the first period, Stony Brook 2, Syracuse 1. We'll be back after the intermission here on the Delaware Hockey Network.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Cam Gaffney right there, flanked by a pair of orange teammates, getting Syracuse on the board. With 27 seconds to go in the first period. But it was this goal right here from Kyle Nastepny, splitting defenders from 40 feet away, beating A.J. Finta. that made it 2-0 in favor of Stony Brook. And here a look at the Cam Gaffney tip in the closing minute of play. In the first period, that shot from Hamilton Nordwind. Setting up the Gaffney redirect. And bringing the Orange back to within a single tally of the Stony Brook Seawolves after that fast break to establish the early lead. Ready to go for the second. Puck is down from the hand of Josh Kurtz, and off we go. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, James Witherite on the call this Sunday afternoon. Our officials, Ian DeLong and Colby Sakuma, the referees. The lines people, Brent Kendall and Josh Kurtz. Syracuse in their away orange kits moving right to left in second period action. Stony Brook, by virtue of being the higher seeded team, the designated home squad for this game. They're in their home whites with red helmets and red pants moving left to right the way we see it here with the long change in effect in period 2. Trezera held the point. Walking through traffic was Valenti, and a goal. And it was Ted Valenti with his second of the season. To reclaim a 2-goal Seawolf lead. It was Trezera across the line to Ted Valenti, 46 seconds. Into the second period, and we now stand 3-1. Brent Kendall with the ice repair. And play resumes with the Seawolves back up a pair. Stony Brook goal, second of the season, scored by number 14, Ted Valenti. Assisted by number 2, Joey Trezera. Time of the goal, 46 seconds in the second period. Valenti's second from Trezera at 46 seconds. Wren with the takeaway as Anastasio tried to clear, shot right into the pads of Regginato. Labos works this ahead to Nakagawa, and here comes the San Diegan. Rushing up the right side, drop pass Charles Poirier with a shot from the top of the circle, steered wide by Finta. Anastasio recovered for Stony Brook, but he gave the puck away in the neutral zone to Brad Parker. Parker leaves this to Brendan Duffy. Up the left wing boards comes Jack Wren. He's pinned to the corner. Wren trying to protect the puck. Anastasio with the hip check. And now Nordwind walking back in, tries to tuck one past Regginato. Puck is loose. And this one's going to be under review. We've got a goal under review. And we're going to see the quad right here. We'll take away the replay tag. And this is going to be ruled no goal. The last play is under review. So we're going to see right now, as the officials are taking a look at the replay, and we're going to show you the same quad split that they're viewing right now. And we're going to cut it down to a third speed. We saw the puck in right there. We're going to try to right there. It looks as though the puck may have made it in. From that angle, that looks like a good goal. We're going to get the official word here from Colby Sakuma right now. No goal. And we'll get the official rationale. Here after Chris Timmons gets the explanation from referee Colby Sakuma. Again, we see it from multiple angles here. And again, we'll try to get you more of the story if we're able to hear back from the on-ice officials, but this will be an icing. Against the Seawolves. Draw coming to Reganato's left. And still down 2. The Orange keeping the pressure on in the Stony Brook zone. This puck is steered by Rugg into the far corner. Rugg muscles it away from traffic. Now to the near side. He brings it up to the half wall, but he's hounded yet by Mara. Loose puck in front, trying to swat it in was Gaffney, but he was stick checked from 13 feet away. Here's Kyle Nastepny, barreling back the other direction. Finta hugged the near post for the save. So the ruling of no goal ultimately came as the whistle had blown and the puck was knocked over the goal line after the whistle had blown as a result of Reganato's pad being pushed in over the goal line. So the whistle was blown. The pad was pushed forward, and the puck knocked in after play had stopped from the frozen puck. So yes, while the puck was over the goal line, we had a couple of factors there resulting in that not being a legal goal on the part of the Orange. And our thanks to referee-in-chief Mike Schubert for relaying the findings of Colby Sakuma and Ian DeLong to us here in the broadcast box, and then subsequently on to you wherever you may be. Three and a half minutes in our rearview mirrors here in the second period. Stony Brook with that 3-1 lead. And now Gorzelnik trying to work the puck out of his own zone. Gets some help ahead from Hudson to Napoli. Gorzelnik pursuing together with Cooper Smith. Couldn't generate a 2-on-1. Gorzelnik tied up by Pendergrass. Cormatic joining the battle for the puck. And this is pushed back to neutral ice where Kowalski volleys it back over the Syracuse blue line. Malik leaves it back to Poirier. Back to Christian Malik. Stick handling through the neutral zone and back into Syracuse territory. Malik nearly taken off his feet, crosses to his backhand. He leaves us behind the cage for Cormatic, but Thomas takes it away for the Orange. Here's McLean, 2-on-2 for Syracuse. Ben Brandt tries to lasso the puck out of midair. It's held in the zone by McLean, who caroms it in behind the cage around to Thomas waiting in the far corner. Cormatic takes this back for Stony Brook, rather. And it's tipped by Malik just beyond the blue line. And the puck skitters to a halt before Sean Caddo plays it. So no icing for the Seawolves. And the icing coming back the other way, waved off by the Cape Breton Nova Scotian Brent Kendall. And a drive from Brendan Duffy. Off the centering pass from McLean was right into Reganato's pads. Fresh legs on, at least in part for the Orange. Working in low was Jack Duffy. His lane taken away by Will Cormatic on the defensive for Stony Brook. Holding the point is Caddo, chipping the puck off the near glass, but he gives it away to Wenrick. Jack Duffy recovers at center for Syracuse. Brendan Duffy couldn't reel in the puck inside the left dot. He was steered out of the house by Anastasio. 14:20 to go in the second period. Stony Brook leading Syracuse 3-1. The Orange looking to pull off the upset that so narrowly evaded them last year when the Delaware Blue Hens took the final ESCHL Conference Championship. Thanks to a Ryan Rodriguez overtime goal, Stony Brook, who's over the past few seasons had trouble mounting postseason rallies, have made it to the Sunday stage by way of their 7-3 win over the Blue Hens yesterday. And as we look across the ACCHL landscape in the Mid-Atlantic, all 6 former ESCHL squads made it to their respective semifinal games in their new conferences, including both of these teams you see here, with the Seawolves leading 3-1 and Jack Wren narrowly escaping a 2-minute trip to the sin bin. Valenti absorbs a glass-rattling check from Fanning, but gets the puck back up the near side onto the stick of Joey Trezera. Trezera checked off the biscuit, taking it away is Gaffney. Vernillo opposite side. Under 2-ply pressure, steered the puck to Lorenzo Mara. Mara absorbs a check, and Joey Anastasio back at center. Launches this in behind the Syracuse goal, delayed offside against the Seawolves. And Chesner lobbed the puck across to Carter Rugg. It was taken away at center by Poirier and thrown back in to the Syracuse end. Net front feed. Vernillo was canceled out by an A.J. Finta save. Poirier ahead to Vernillo. Here's Lorenzo Mara one-on-one over the crossbar with 12.5 to play in the second. And the Orange come barreling back. Cam Gaffney in a one-on-one Couldn't get past Anastasio. Jack Duffy across to Cato. Cross-lot pass and a shot from Pendergrass. No. Scrum for the puck net front. Regalado covers up. And we've got a pause in play with 12:03 remaining here in the second period. Another look at this. We'll go back to full speed on the 412 Communications instant replay. A-grade chance there. Off the cross slot pass, forcing Regalado to the other side of the Royal Road, but he came up with the stop. And he had ample defensive support to hold their ground on the second chance opportunity and keep this a 3-1 game. Just over 8 gone in the second. Stony Brook making the most of the opportunities they've had. 3-on-1 for the Orange and a shot from Aiden Emery. Right into Reganado's pads again. Wenrick clears the puck beyond center. Cormanic couldn't reel it in. Jack Duffy across to Cook. Given away. Haskins found Malik up the middle. Here's DeSaro winding up, and his shot was blocked by Cato. Haskins recovers. Wenrick under pressure from Cook. Chips the puck deep into the Syracuse end again. This is cleared back to center. Walking in is Ben Brandt. Brandt centering pass bounces off Cook's stick. And this is recovered by Christian Malik and floated back across the neutral zone, but right into the hands of Robbie Murphy. With just over 9 minutes elapsed here in second period play. Holding the line was Brandt, feeding to Nordwind. Back to Brandt, shot from the dot was blocked by Haskins, picked up by Malik, and Robert Hyde is going to walk this up the right wing boards. 2-on-2 for Stony Brook. Hyde pushed outside the house by Murphy. Lost his shot lane. Trezera recovers at center, but he gives this away. McLean, backhand pass, Brandt crashing the net. And Regalado lunges over the puck for the pause. 10:22. To go here in the second period, and we're going to take immediate timeout. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery.
We are back from Fred Rust Arena. $10:22 to go here in the second period. And play will restart to the left of Stony Brook netminder Stephen Regalado, who stopped 15 of 16 shots so far. Ren and Labos for the resumption of play. And Stony Brook wins the D-zone draw. Valenti fed the puck to Nakagawa. Quickly up to Hyde it goes. Hyde sticked at by Brown. Got a shot away. Delayed penalty coming up against the Orange. Extra attacker on as Regalado made the break to the cage, and Valenti drives one home. From the right half wall, it's 4-1. Stony Brook asserting with the extra attacker. Hyde worked this up to the point. It was Trezera across to Valenti, who's in for two today, as he unwinds from the top of the right circle. To make this a 4-1 contest. Stony Brook goal, his third of the season and second of the game. Scored by number 14, Ted Valenti. Assisted by number 2, Joey Trezera. And number 88, Robert Hyde. Time of the goal, 10 minutes, 1 second. In the second period. Valenti's third, second of the game. From Trezera and Hyde at 10:01. And that goal on the delayed penalty negates what would have been a Jake Brown holding minor. So the uphill battle for the Orange got that much tougher. And now McLean trying to cut the Stony Brook lead back to 2. Leaves the puck in behind Reganado's office. This is picked up and walked forward by Mara. Mara breaks past 2 defenders, but he's held up at the blue line by Robbie Murphy. Kurtzy holding his ground as meanwhile Ben Brandt sets up a 2-on-2, drop past McLean. He tried to feed it net front to Ryan Thomas, but Charles Poirier, the other 8, swept the puck out of harm's way. And back the Orange come in their own end, but Robbie Murphy couldn't find Brandt on the breakout. Cormanic across to Jackson Haskins. Here's Winrick taking aim from distance. Puck sticked up in the atmosphere. Brought down by Cormanic again in the near corner. Played back to Haskins, just holding the line. Race on for the puck in the far corner. Tesaro put the pressure on Cade Cook. He sends this back to center, and it's driven by Eli Pendergrass. Once again, back behind the Stony Brook goal, where Haskins tries to float this up the left wing boards, but it was tied up. By Aiden Emery. 7:15 to go in the second of the Pendergrass shot. Goes up over the crossbar and out of play. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing, so how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. For the 411 and the 412, head to 412communications.com, and let's talk about how to get you noticed. Stretch pass from Hyde evades the reach of Nakagawa, and this is going to come back and icing with 7:02 to play in the second period. Face off again to Reganado's right. Ren overpowered by Labos. Chesner floated the puck back in after the clear, delayed offside, briefly signaled against Syracuse. They tag up another delayed offside. Trying to walk back in up the middle was Parker after Ren got back in the neutral zone. But again, that stout Stony Brook back check. Getting the last word before Valenti clears the puck into the rafters and out. The 19s converge in the face-off circle. 4! DiNapoli and Cam Gaffney. Puck sailed up over the glass and out of play. Ended up right in the scorer's table area. And we'll try again. Same centers, same spot, same linesperson. But a different result as Nordwind recovers for Syracuse at his own blue line. Delayed offside. Whistled down by Brent Kendall. With 6:13 to go here in second period play. Stony Brook leading 4-1. And the face-off's going to come. Just above the Stony Brook blue line. Ted Valenti threw the puck across ice. It's taken away by Nordwind. Advanced up the right wing boards by Gaffney. Back into Stony Brook territory. Nordwind works this into the corner and Fanning. This is played back across the line. And the shot from Jack Duffy was stick down right on the release. Gorzelnik gains red before throwing this puck in. The fours converge directly behind Finta. Carter Rugg looking to stick handle out of traffic. Rugg works this up the left side to Gaffney again. Drop pass back to Carter Rugg. This is taken away from him by DeSaro. Seawolves coming in numbers 3-on-2. DeSaro with a give and go from Malik. Shot from point blank range was broken up. Here's Brandt the other way. Brandt, drop pass. Chesner gets one in close. This is tipped in. And the Orange get another one back. And it's the captain, Connor Chesner, who leads the handshake line as we see this goal again. Ben Brandt left it to Chesner. Deflected in off a Stony Brook player past Reganado, and it's 4-2. Here's Chesner from Brandt to trim Stony Brook's lead to 2. Syracuse goal. His 7th of the season, scored by number 23, Connor Chesner. Assisted by number 37, Ben Brandt. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 50 seconds in the second period. Chesner's 7th from Brandt at 14:50. So we stand at 4-2 advantage Stony Brook with 4.5 to play in the second. Murphy breaks up the advance of Stony to try to clear the Stony Brook zone. Stony gave it away. A drive from Brendan Duffy from the top of the slot, sticked away by Regalado. Wren working behind the net. Tried to set up Brendan Duffy again in the top of the congested slot, but he couldn't find them in. Fanning gets this down low to Wren. Hyde took it away. Trying to intercept was Duffy in an effort to get the Syracuse deficit back down to 1. Here comes Mara barreling back in to the Syracuse zone. Centering feed to Nakagawa was bobbled. Justin Nakagawa recovers in the near corner. Played to Poirier. Back across off the stick of Peter Labos. This ends up in Nakagawa's control, but he's pressured yet again by Jack Duffy and kept to the perimeter of the Syracuse zone. Joey Anastasio leaves this high to Nakagawa. Back in. Anastasio crosses to the backhand of the low slot. His shot sails wide. 3:10 to play in the second period. Stony Brook with a 4-2 lead over Syracuse. Jack Duffy couldn't get the puck clear, nor could Brendan. Jack's going to pull back. Brendan tries to tip this beyond Cormanic, but he can't. Fanning had room near side. Cormanic waits. Hyde tagged up. And we've got a puck over the glass and out. .245 to go here in second period action. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. Here's Ben Brandt taking aim from the left dot. Shot was wide. To learn more about all Dr. Brad Bly does in his new membership program, head to desportsmed.com. And he's got clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware, making him the perfect choice for every athlete in your family to work toward peak performance. Two-a-side battle for the puck deep in the Syracuse zone. Trying to walk it free was Chesner. Trying to crash the net was DeSaro. Here a shot and a drive from Cormanic. Held by A.J. Finta with 2 minutes to go in the second period of this 4-2 contest. Finta starting to find his groove. Labos and Emery taking the draw to his left. And the orange clear. Haskins backhands the puck away from Pendergrass, and Murphy steers it beyond the reach of Nakagawa. Nordwind sends this back up ice. It was tipped by Cade Cook, who had a skate on the center line in behind the Syracuse goal, or behind the Stony Brook goal, I should say. There a slapper from Emery sent well wide. Pendergrass turning and shooting. From the high slot, rang it off the back glass. Hamilton Nordwind down to the final minute 20 of the second period gave way, and here's a 2-on-1 with Hyde shooting and Finta holding on. Another look at that. Even Kurtzy was astonished by the athleticism there of A.J. Finta. Holding on for dear life to keep his orange within 2 goals of the Stony Brook Seawolves. Take away from the DeSaro pass to Valenti by Chris Fanning. He's bodied down, and now Reganado holds on. Minute 3 remaining here in the second period. Face-off comes to Reganado's left, with Nathan McLean and Will Cormanick in for a draw that's crucial to the momentum of this game. A goal here from Syracuse would be immense for the momentum heading into the dressing room for the second intermission. McLean left the puck high to Hamilton Nordwind. McLean double-teamed. Couldn't find Thomas below the goal. Brandt rushes in near side, but he couldn't maintain. DeSaro clears. This is volleyed back in by Jack Duffy. Down to 30 to play. Jack Duffy again to Brandt, shoveling the puck ahead toward Ryan Thomas. This is given away to Poirier. Cleared, bouncing off the stick of Cormanick, but recovered once again by Jack Duffy. In comes Hamilton Nordwind, 10 to go in the period. He rings the puck to the far half wall. Walking in was Jack Duffy. He threw it off the wrong side of the cage, and that's going to do it for the second period from Fred Rust Arena. The score at the end of 40 minutes. Stony Brook 4, Syracuse 2. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the second intermission.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. Broadcast to social, print to digital, 412 Communications has the solution to get you heard. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. There he is, the man of the hour, Ted Valenti, with his thumbprint all over second period play, thanks to a pair of goals fed to him by defensive partner Joey Trezera. Valenti making this 4-1 at one point before Connor Chesner from the blue line on the opposite end of the rink cut the Stony Brook lead. Back down to 2. Brent Kendall with the opening draw for period number 3, and here we go. This is going to come back. Face-off will be inside the Syracuse line. The call and icing just 6 seconds into the third period. Orange trying to generate some speed to get up ice and manufacture some better quality chances here in the third period to chip away at the Stony Brook advantage. It's been a battle of quantity versus quality. The Orange getting their shots in on Steven Reginato, but only good 10% of the time. They're the hardware that these sides are playing for. As in 19 and a half hockey minutes, we will crown the first ever ACCHL Men's Division I Conference Champion. Brendan Duffy led to a Wren shot from the top of the left circle into traffic. Brendan Duffy again. Sets up Jack Wren, hauled behind the net and held up by Cormanek. Puck is knocked loose. Valenti leaves this to the near corner. And Christian Malik tries to walk it out of traffic. He finds Paul DeSaro. DeSaro steered behind the cage by Cato. The centering pass to Robert Hyde was intercepted by Duffy. 80 seconds behind us in the third period. Stony Brook leading 4-2 here on Championship Sunday in the First State. Wenrick to Haskins, and he throws the puck from his own line all the way up ice, and it's going to come back and icing. So a prime opportunity for the Orange to try to cut this Stony Brook lead in half. With the draw coming to Reginato's right side. It's controlled by the Seawolves again and cleared out by Hyde. This is going to come back another icing. Same scenario. Same face-off spot. And now Cam Gaffney in across from Labos. Gaffney, the first of the goal scorers here tonight, or today I should say. for the Orange. Jack Duffy held the point. Puck went up into the Stony Brook bench and out of play. Nearing the 2-minute mark of this period, another puck into the Stony Brook bench area. And another face-off coming to the right of Steven Regonato as the Seawolves fail to cleanly clear. Gaffney with a new adversary this time in the form of Lorenzo Mara. Nordwind taking aim from the right point. And Regonato holds with 2:09 gone in the third. Face-off moves 44 feet this way. And Nathan McLean is in for the draw across from Labos. There's one shot on goal so far this period. A number of them have been off their line. And Regonato doing well to hold his angles and control rebounds here in the third period. Nordwind across the line to Robbie Murphy. This is cycled to Thomas, thrown in off the pads of Regonato. Trying to reel in the rebound was McLean, but he was surrounded by white sweaters. Nordwind pulls back to his own line. He tries to float the puck ahead to Brandt, but it bounced off his stick. And now Anastasio pulls back into his own zone. Nakagawa to Hyde, looking for his second. He's got a goal and an assist so far this evening. Well, we're closing in on evening anyway, as local time reads 5:39 here on this 1st of March at Fred Rust Arena. Long clear, taking the puck away from Anastasio. That was Cade Cook, but he ran out of real estate, crashing the net. This tied up now in the far corner. Cook at the center of a two-a-side scrum. Puck is knocked loose. Anastasio couldn't clear. Brown held the line. It's taken away from Pendergrass by Robert Hyde. Brown lines him up. Plays a heavy shoulder check on him at the half wall, and Connor Chesner picks up the pieces. Brown up the right wing boards to Cook. He tries to find Emery on the advancing pass in the neutral zone, but this is taken away by Ted Valenti. And this play will come back offside. 16:02 remaining here in regulation as Valenti and Brown get tangled up. And they collapse into a heap on the ice. And they'll go their separate ways without any further issue. Face off right in front of the Orange bench. Syracuse trying to mount a rally back into contention. And undertones of last year's ACCHL Conference Tournament Championship game all round. Stony Brook went up early. Syracuse on their Cinderella run after a win over Kentucky and yesterday a win over Pitt. Trying to claw their way back into this. 4.5 minutes behind us in the third period. Trezera takes the puck away. Deep in the Stony Brook zone, but he fails to clear. It was held in by Cato off his backhand at the point. This is pushed back by Mara across the neutral zone. Turned by Jack Duffy, but given away to Wenrick at center. Colin Wenrick lobs the puck in behind the Syracuse goal, where Cato and Gorzelnik are tied up, and the battle migrates far side. Nastepny looking for space. He finds it, but this was batted down in the slot by Brad Parker, and this is going to be called back a high stick. Parker's high stick. Batting the puck down to the high slot. And the face-off will come to the right of A.J. Finta after that violation from the Orange. Defensive zone high stick, so they're unable to change. And Jack Wren steps in for the draw across from Hudson to Napoli. On together with Gorzelnik. And Braden Sonato for Chris Garofalo's Seawolves. Shot in traffic came from the top of the zone, and Wenrick, Gorzelnik couldn't put it away on the welcome mat. Now 5.5 elapsed in the third period. Nordwind spins the puck back behind the Stony Brook cage. Brendan Duffy trying to walk in. Double teamed as he cuts to the top of the crease, I should say. And he couldn't get a shot off. Nordwind again! Winding up from long range. Reganado flashes the leather and he holds with 14:08 to play. Steven Reganado with 24 saves on the 26 Syracuse shots he's seen to this point of the contest. Face-off comes to his left, and Will Cormanic wins it for the Seawolves. This was cleared out by Poirier. Cormanic again getting some support from Malik, who pushes the puck up the right wing boards beyond center, and he drops it off to DeSaro upon gaining the Syracuse line. Paul DeSaro around to Poirier, holding left point. Shot into traffic was blocked away. Murphy's backhand works this ahead toward Rugg, but not out. DeSaro kept the zone airtight, and Malik caroms the puck in deep. Nordwind tries to steer it away from DeSaro. Off the glass, this ricochets into the path of Cam Gaffney. Rugg across to Nordwind, working the left side now. He centers. Fanning couldn't reel it in the high slot. Chesner protects right in front of the Stony Brook bench. He gets one on net. Steered aside by Reganado. And now Malik turns this back behind his own cage again to the Quebecois Charles Poirier. Poirier volleys the puck from blue line to blue line and then some. Right into the hands of Syracuse's Jake Brown, who has time and space to operate in his own zone, but the pass across to D partner Connor Chesner was botched. Valenti looking for another. Sets up Labos net front, but a sea of orange surrounds him, and this is driven free by Brandt. Hyde recovers just in time to protect the zone. 12:40 to play. Stony Brook 4, Syracuse 2 from Fred Rust Arena in this inaugural ACCHL Men's Division I Championship game. The shot from Ryan Thomas from just above the right dot was patted aside by Reganado, and this will come back an icing against the Seawolves with 12:24 remaining in regulation. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule your free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. McLean sent the puck across to Jack Duffy, who floated it in from distance. Regalado batted it down, but he couldn't control the rebound for the stoppage. Jack Duffy pickpocketed by Trezera one-on-one, and the waffle board of A.J. Finta directs the puck into the near corner of the Syracuse end with 11:42 to go. Nestepny's backhand holds the zone at the left point as he attracts a crowd of Orange defenders. Caddo to Brandt, up ice to Pendergrass. Bottom six trying to shoulder the load here for Syracuse as Pendergrass stick handles past Haskins. Working net front on a backhand shot from Cade Cook off the Emery feed. Stonewalled by Steven Regalado. Here's Nestepny the other direction. He had the second Stony Brook goal this afternoon, and he's looking to add to his tally after increasing his seasonal record to 7. Wenrick protects. Cook drives the puck back across center. Here's Brad Parker with a shot up into the netting and out of play. $10:50 to go. We're going to take a timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network. And that cup will be awarded on the other half of this media break.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this contest, with Stony Brook leading 4-2 over the Syracuse Orange. A.J. Finta, 12 saves on 16 shots. Steven Regalado with 26 on 28. And we're ready for the resumption of play to Reganado's right. Nordwin took aim from the right point, but he skied it over the crossbar. Duffy gets it back within one for the Orange. And it looked like it was Jack Wren leading the queue across the Syracuse bench. And we're going to take another look right now. Nordwin threw it over the crossbar. And it was a feed from Brendan Duffy to Jack Wren to make this a one-goal margin. The Syracuse goal, 8th of the season, scored by number 13, Jack Wren. Assisted by number 7, Brendan Duffy, and number 22, Jack Duffy. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 14 seconds in the third period. Wren's 8th from Brendan Duffy and Jack Duffy at 9:14 in the third period. The Orange aren't done yet. The last 2 goals off Syracuse sticks. Chesner and now Jack Wren bringing the game back within 1. And the whistle of Ian DeLong. Sounding with 9:48 to go. Interference the call. Against Ryan Thomas. Oh, big shift in the momentum here. As the Seawolves head to a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. DESportsmed.com, the place to go to learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 8, Ryan Thomas. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 12 seconds in the third period. Thomas, 2 for interference at 10:12. Wenrick leaves the puck to Cormanic, who caroms it in from the blue line. Pendergrass tries to backhand it out. Wren couldn't split defenders, but he presses play as far as the Stony Brook blue line before DeSaro recovered. Here again is Wenrick. Dished off to Cormanic, working it up the left wing boards. Dropped back to Wenrick, taken away by Chesner. He can't rifle it clear. Wenrick held the line. Nakagawa to Mara. Shot off the cross-law pass, and Finta lost his helmet. So play whistle dead. With 8:54 to go, AJ Finta stepping up aggressively out of the crease to try to take as much angle away as he could. But as his headgear comes loose, play comes to a halt. View behind the glass. As AJ Finta regathers his wares. 66 seconds left to go on the Thomas interference minor. And the face-off comes to his right. Brandt and Cormanic, the starting centers, square off. They collapse over the puck. In a no-change situation signaled here against Syracuse by Colby Sakuma. Brandt and Cormanic are going to do it again. 1-goal game. 8:50 remaining in regulation. Jack Wren brought the Orange back within a single goal of level pegging with the Seawolves. Puck battle over Finta's left shoulder. Goes the way of the Seawolves. DeSaro swarmed by 3 Syracuse defenders. Couldn't get a shot away, and he lost his stick. This is kicked back to Nakagawa. Wenrick down low to Lorenzo Mara. Sticked out by Brown. Body down at the half wall. Trying to clear was Brandt. Lofting the puck from inside his own blue line the rest of the way up ice was Nathan McLean. And the Orange will get some fresh legs on as Wenrick leads this second rush back into the Syracuse zone. Wenrick's been out from the beginning of this Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Seawolves. Poirier steps up to the dot. Shot stick checked by Nordwind. Up over the glass and out behind A.J. Finta. 7:54 to go in regulation. It's a 4-3 game. Syracuse getting back within one of the Stony Brook Seawolves, who took the early advantage and have done well to maintain it. Labos in for the draw across from Wren, trying to give the men in white and red a little bit more breathing room. Thomas is back on, and the Orange are back to full strength. The backhand from Jack Duffy led the puck up the left wing boards to Rugg. Checked off of it by Anastasio. Stepney trying to emerge up the near side of his own zone. Couldn't get clear of Carter Rugg. Holding territory for the Orange, who've clawed their way back into contention, thanks to a late second period goal from Connor Chesner and then Jack Wren at 9:14 of this third period, bringing Syracuse back within one. The Carter Rugg shot was into the Reganato's stick. Rebound tied up far side. Stepney couldn't clear. Duffy held the line. He threw the puck into a congested slot, and this is muscled back by Peter Labos to center. He launches it into the far corner of the Syracuse end. Stony Brook changes. And this will come back an icing. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Seawolves. And they want it near side. .6:45 to go. Here on a Sunday afternoon turned evening at Fred Rust Arena. Mara and Gaffney. Cam Gaffney carries the puck right out of the circle. In across the neutral zone. He tries to split defenders. He's taken down. He draws the penalty. And it's off to the power play. And a pivotal one at that for the Orange. Hooking the call on Ted Valenti. With 6:35 to go. And the turkey's on the table for the Orange to get back level. The Stony Brook penalty was assessed to number 14, Ted Valenti, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 25 seconds of the third period. Valenti, 2 for hooking at 13:25. Thomas walks the line. Brandt, the Duffys, and McLean complete the quintet of power play attackers for the Orange. They've got 6 minutes to go and 1 to make up. McLean tips the puck into the far corner. Kowalski swats it out of the reach of Ryan Thomas. Crossing to the near side were both Stepney and Jack Duffy at the center of a two-a-side battle. McLean held the zone. Here's Ryan Thomas. Back to Jack Duffy looking to wind up. He dishes this back to Thomas. Thrown in close to Brandt. Thomas. Brandt on the doorstep. Couldn't get past Reganato, who hangs on. 5:22 to go. The puck movement is absolutely there for the Syracuse power play, but the Iron Diamond of Stony Brook penalty killers stepping up just the same to take away passing and shooting lanes for the Orange. Now 5 minutes and change remaining in the contest. Inside 30 to go on the power play. Rugg left the puck back to Jack Wren, the last of the Syracuse goal scorers. Wren caroms this in behind the cage. Reganato steadies. Gaffney looking to repeat his magic from earlier. Steers the puck into Cook. Cook is tied up behind the cage as Stony Brook goes back to full strength. Valenti muscles this away. Skipped ahead to Cooper Smith. Smith takes a body at the near half wall, recovering Cade Cook. Clears it back to center for Syracuse before the Seawolves volley it back in. 4:12 to go from Fred Rust Arena. Christian Malik with the takeaway at center. Nordwind, pressured by Cormanic, leaves it back to Rugg. He throws the puck up the left wing boards back into the neutral zone. Brandt kicks it back to Rugg. More space to Hamilton. Nordwind near side. Diagonal pass. This sent across to Gaffney. His shot from the top of the left circle. Whistled wide. A hard wrister from 35. Had plenty of mustard on it. Just didn't have the line. Now 3:40 to go. Reganato plays the puck behind his own cage. Holding the point, Jack Duffy. Works this down low to Benny Brandt again. Sticked over the glass and out. With 3 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. On a Sunday afternoon at Fred Rust Arena. A flair for the dramatic. Here on Championship Sunday as Stony Brook went up 4-1. And this puck goes over the glass, or over the boards, I should say, and out. Again, Stony Brook up 4-1. And the Orange have clawed their way back to but a 1-goal deficit. Final 200. Mara could not clear. Duffy held the zone. Jackson Haskins likewise couldn't clear. Here's Nordwind throwing one into traffic net front. Lorenzo Mara drives the puck away. Vernillo fans on it. And protecting for Syracuse, at least briefly, was Jack Duffy. This is cleared by Vernillo off the glass. And it will come back an icing against the Stony Brook Seawolves with 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. Orange will take the attacking zone face-off to the left of Steven Reganato, who stood tall for 27 saves on 30 total shots. Wenrick backhands the puck off the far boards. Rugg races it down. Carter Rugg to Brandt. Lift it back to Rugg, who plays it across to Chesner, his defensive partner right in front of the Syracuse bench. Haskins sails it the other way diagonally off the near dashers. Recovered again by Carter Rugg. 2:17 to go. And Stepney with the takeaway. Chesner, pressured now by Cormanic. Looking to mount a last-ditch rally for Syracuse. Thomas sends it back up ice, turned back by Wenrick. Stepney could not advance up the left wing boards. Jack Duffy slowed him up. Nordwind takes aim from center. And again, we grind to a halt with 1:53 remaining. One minute 50 to go. Excessive foot traffic near the press box, jarring the clock cam momentarily out of position, but it's been reset. Now the final 150. Still hope for the Orange. And the Syracuse net is empty. Extra attacker is on. Jack Duffy, together with Nordwind, Gaffney, Brandt, Brendan Duffy, and now McLean. Trying to force this game to extra time. We've reached the final minute of regulation. Here's Connor Chesner up the middle trying to split the wickets. Reganado holds on. "51 seconds remaining as Reganado gloves the puck down. And the face-off will come to his left. Syracuse will take their timeout, so will we.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Ben Brandt, the driving force behind the Syracuse offense all season. One of the 6 on. Here with 51 seconds to go, Finta is on the bench. And the Orange still with a chance to force this game to extra time. Joey Trezera with the takeaway, 35 to play. Stick to head to Nakagawa. Chesner takes it away from him. Trezera absorbs a check. Recovering the puck for Syracuse was Brendan Duffy. Now down to the final 22. It's steered by Thomas to the far corner, taken away by Valenti. He sends this up ice. Icing is waved off. Nakagawa tries to tuck it. Cormanic now circles behind. He can't connect off the wraparound. Brandt hanging close to home. 3, 2, 1. The Syracuse Orange, despite their best efforts, fall short in their Cinderella run. And the Stony Brook Seawolves claim a 4-3 win in the ACCHL championship game. Today's final score: Stony Brook Seawolves 4, Syracuse Orange 3. Hugs all round from the Seawolves, outlasting that late bid. And a valiant one at that from the Orange. The thrill of victory on one side, and the oh so painful agony of defeat on the other, as the Orange console each other, but all celebration for Chris Garofalo and his Stony Brook Seawolves. Who claimed championship over the Syracuse Orange. Fans, it's time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. The 3rd star of the game with a goal and an assist for Stony Brook, number 88, Robert Hyde. The number 2 star of the game with a goal for Syracuse and solid defensive play all weekend, number 23, Connor Chesner. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals for the Stony Brook Seawolves, number 14, Ted Valenti. Following the center ice handshake cue, teams, we ask that you take to your respective blue lines for the post-game awards presentation. And for all of you here with us on the Delaware Hockey Network, we're going to take you inside the glass too, as ACCHL Commissioner Mike Wally presents the championship trophy to the Stony Brook Seawolves in a hard-earned 4-3 win over the Syracuse Orange. Fans, teams, what a weekend of hockey here in Delaware, and a fittingly dramatic ending as the Stony Brook Seawolves outlast that late push from Syracuse to become the first ever ACCHL Men's Division I champions. For the awards presentation, we're joined on the ice by ACCHL Commissioner Mike Wally, and he will present the tournament MVP sweater to a man who accounted for 4 goals and 1 assist this weekend for the Stony Brook Seawolves. I speak of captain number 76, Will Cormanick. Will, congratulations on being named the most valuable player of the ACCHL Men's Division I tournament. And now, Will, we ask that you call your alternates to join you for the presentation of the ACCHL Men's Division I Championship Trophy. Seawolves, congratulations. And that, friends, will do it for us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. As Ted Valenti, the first star of the game, hoists the championship trophy, and the Seawolves will pass it around. And the Syracuse Orange make their way back to the dressing room despite their best efforts through the home stretch. The Seawolves outpaced them thanks to a pair of goals today by Ted Valenti on their way to a 4-3 ACCHL championship win. Thanks to our crew, assistant producer and videographer Trey Wright, assistant producer Broadway Joe Sindoni, videographer Sydney Butler, Mark McClure with us this weekend as well, along with Ryan Dominic, Michael Spinelli, and a host of others all season long. And most importantly, thanks to all of you joining us all weekend and all season long here on the Delaware Hockey Network. For the whole 412 crew, James Witherite saying thank you for your company. And we'll see you next season here on the Delaware Hockey Network, all brought to you by the Law Office of Heather A. Long. Good night.